And greetings, everyone, and welcome to this World Series edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Inga Middleton.
And my name's Adele Quo.
And here we go, as I mentioned, with our, our last show in October. Holy cow, Burr month number, September, number 2, Burr month number 2. And yes, indeed, if I haven't mentioned it, the Nationals, as we speak, are playing in Game 7, count 'em, of the World Series. And so far, the latest score update is 1-0 Houston. Is that it? Is that right, Paul? I'm checking with camera 2 here. But anyway, we'll get more on that later. Here we go with our rundown. Usual suspects here on my little sheet. News and Community Bulletin Board, our EBG segment. And as you may have noticed, Adele is here for another installment of
It's easy, green.
Too much time on the build-up there, sorry. CBB, as I did mention, I think I mentioned that. A Roland and Denise Theata, reviewer, is talking about, the haunting of House Hill House, something like that, our News for Seniors segment. And then a roll-in from our Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and that's our show. But before we begin, social media information from Miss Inga. Are you ready?
Yes, see us on Facebook, and you can do Arlington Weekly News at youtube.com, Arlington Weekly News 1, and the number 1.
And the number 1.
Facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also you can hear us on WERA Radio 96.7 AM.
Also on the
FM,
radio.
FM.
And also on the screen right there. Gee whiz, it's right there. Isn't that amazing? Okay, news item number 1, here we go. Dude, where's my decal? Arlingtonians with cars may be wondering about the expiring decal, the county decal on their windshield, and when the new one will be arriving. Well, guess what? It won't. Payment of the $33 registration fee will now be recorded and stored electronically in the county's system. How can you tell whether or not you remembered to pay your decal fee? Well, you can still double check your paper registration, which is hopefully in the glove box of your car. Inga.
There will be a community meeting to help determine the future of the Northern Virginia Juvenile Detention Center. There is some concern over declining juvenile incarceration rates. Interested Arlingtonians may attend and provide feedback on Thursday, November 21 from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Central Library Auditorium, 1015 North Quincy Street. Craig?
And Inga, also in our news items, a local realtor has sent out a glossy printed, and we're quoting here, announcement, end quote, which cites increases in the average closing price of a certain Arlington house or certain Arlington homes. The mailer includes a bar chart beginning with the average price of $838,838 during the first quarter of 2018 and ending with an average price of $979,288, an increase of over 16%. There's a footnote stating that these figures apply to 3- and 4-bedroom detached homes in North Arlington zip codes. This may be good news if you live in one of those zip codes in Arlington, but the impact on your property taxes, well, that may be another story. Inga.
Wow, that's some. Arlington County has sent out an email to subscribers telling them 5 things the county wants everyone to know before Election Day. They begin by telling you who is running, but there's another way to find out. It's a feature that's especially useful, a sample ballot for your polling place, which can be found online at vote.arlingtonva.us/polling-places/maps-directions. Consulting and printing your sample ballot will tell you who is running in your area, as well as the address of your polling place. As usual, the polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. For 2019, the first Tuesday is on November 5th. That also happens to be Guy Fawkes Day in England, where they like to say, remember, remember, the 5th of November. It'll come in handy this year anyway. Also, be sure to bring your ID and a ballpoint pen with blue or black ink, just to be on the safe side.
Got my ballpoint pen. Thanks, Inga. We'll be back with CBB as promised right after we hear from Adele in another installment of It's Easy Being Green. Better on take 2. Here's Adele.
All right. Well, thanks for the warm welcome, and bear with me. There's going to be a little Spanish being spoken. So it's going to be exactly, and it's not my first. Anyways, once autumn comes around in Mexico, the smell of marigolds and pan de muertos fills the air. The unique, indigenous, millennia-old 2-day holiday, Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, approaches every November 1st and 2nd. This ancient holiday is not Mexican Halloween. When the Aztecs first began observing this occasion over 3,000 years ago, their goal was to honor and celebrate the lives that our loved ones lived as their spirits returned. It is not to mourn those who are no longer with us. The legend of the iconic cempasúchil flower, the Day of the Dead flower, recounts the love story of 2 young Aztecs, Xochitl and Huitzilin, a romance from which the cempasúchil flower was born. This wonderful love story began when the 2 young Aztecs used to spend all their spare time playing and enjoying discovering their town together. They particularly enjoyed hiking to the top of a near mountain where they would offer flowers to the sun god Tonatiuh. The god seemed to appreciate their offering and would smile from the sky with his warm rays. On a particularly beautiful day at the top of the mountain, they swore that their love would last forever. When war broke out, the lovers were separated as Huitzilin headed to fight and protect their homeland. When the dreaded news of Huitzilin's death reached Xochitl, she felt her world falling to pieces, her heart completely torn apart. She decided to walk one last time to the top of the mountain and implore the sun god Tonatiuh to somehow join her with her love, Huitzilin. The sun, moved by her prayers, threw a ray that gently touched the young girl's cheek, and instantly she turned into a beautiful flower of fiery colors as intense as the sun's rays. And suddenly a hummingbird lovingly touched the center of the flower with its beak. It was Huitzilin that was reborn as a handsome hummingbird, and the flower gently opened its 20 petals, filling the air with a mysterious and lovely scent. The lovers would be together always, as long as cempasúchil flowers and hummingbirds existed on earth. And this is how the cempasúchil flower came to be the Day of the Dead flower. So remember, despite the name Dia de los Muertos, it is a celebration of the lives that our loved ones lived.
Very nice.
Thank you. What a beautiful story.
I might have a little trouble with the cempasúchil or whatever it is, but I like Tonatiuh. Tonatiuh. I like the sun, so Tonatiuh is a good one for me to remember, the sun god,
Yes.
Tonatiuh.
And hummingbird, I learned that's the name for the hummingbird is
Hummingbirds are cool.
Huitzilin. So forgive me for that pronunciation.
Amazing.
Yes.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate it. Thanks, Adele.
Nice story.
Here we go, as promised, now moving right along to our CBB file on this World Series, the Nasser and the World Series edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. And we'll give you a score update as of this taping in just a second here. Item number 1, the first event is great for creative teens who love superheroes and comic books. Come watch Marvel's Captain Marvel film while making superhero-themed crafts. All materials will be provided, and snacks will be available to fuel your creativity. Don't miss out on this fun superhero-themed afternoon. This is all happening on Saturday, November 9, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon at the Campbell Room at Shirlington Branch Library. They're located at 4200 Campbell Avenue. Check it out. Inga.
Thank you, Craig. Focus Entertainment and John Coulter are teaming up to bring you a Veterans Day comedy celebration. Honor our former servicemen with a night of jokes, including performances from Anna Phillips, Rose Vinishank, Dawn the Fourth, Farley, and Leon Gray. Tickets can be purchased at the door on the day of the event for $15, and bring your military ID for a discount. You must be 21 or older to enter, and attendance is on a first-come, first-served basis. This event takes place on Sunday, November 10th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. at Whitlow's on Wilson, 2854 Wilson Boulevard. Craig?
All right, you can go also on our CBB file. Well, if comedy isn't your thing, fear not. We have another great way to honor Veterans Day with this event coming up here. The Women's Memorial Foundation will be hosting its annual Veterans Day event again in 2019. The event will feature formal military honors, wreath presentations, and speeches delivered by both a keynote speaker and women who represent each branch of the military service. Don't miss out on one of the capital's foremost Veterans Day celebrations. This happens on Monday, November 11, from 3 to 5 in the afternoon at Women in Military Service for America Memorial at Arlington National Cemetery. Inga.
CRI, an Arlington-based organization that seeks to provide support for those with mental ailments and provide alternatives for institutionalization, will be hosting their annual Artworks Alive event again in 2019. This program will provide artists with chronic mental health conditions and disabilities a supportive environment to create art, followed by an opportunity to showcase and sell their creations. All proceeds will go directly to CRI and help support their future programs. This is happening on Tuesday, November 12th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Arlington Arts Center, 3550 Wilson Boulevard. You can purchase your tickets online at mycri.org. Thanks to Jordan Kushartsky for this week's CBB Stories.
All right, Inga, and thank you, Inga. And we'll be back with our News for Seniors segment. Don't go away. We'll bring that to you right after we hear from Denise and her thoughts on Haunting of Hill House. Here's Denise.
The Little Theater of Alexandria is celebrating this Halloween season with a production of The Haunting of Hill House. It was adapted for the stage by F. Andrew Leslie from the novel by Shirley Jackson. The book has been described as the definitive story of a haunted house. Dr. Montague has leased the sinister Hill House and has invited a few guests who are interested in the supernatural phenomena that have been attributed to the dwelling. He and Luke Sanderson, who has inherited the house, meet Eleanor Vance, a quiet young woman who has cared for her disabled mother until her death, and Theodora. Mrs. Dudley, the caretaker, has shown the foursome to their rooms after warning them that she will not stay in the house after dark. The four are later joined by Mrs. Montague and Arthur Parker, who hope to communicate with the spirits now residing there. 5 of the guests are witnesses to the fact that some of paranormal events seem to be affecting Eleanor to a disturbing degree. When Dr. Montague urges her to leave the house, her departure evolves into a terrifying occurrence. Maggie Mumford directs the production, but doesn't manage to turn the eerie source material into a really satisfying horror experience. Bruce Allen Rosher as Dr. Montague delivers the only truly solid performance. Danielle Taylor as Mrs. Dudley, meant as comic relief, turns in a performance that is more dead than deadpan. Patricia Nicklin as Mrs. Montague exhibits a comic flair that seems strangely out of place. Shannon Labadie as Eleanor and Kathy Olhaber as Theodora do a lot of screaming, but it comes off as more grating than horrifying. And you may wish that Theodora was equipped with a volume control, All of her lines seem to be delivered in a voice that is just too loud. The set design is mostly in line with LTA's usual standards. The interiors are convincing, but the tower could have been toned down a bit. You'll notice the upper window all too quickly and wait for the action to finally take place there. The sound design is also more discordant and loud than sinister. The Haunting of Hill House plays at the Little Theater of Alexandria through November 9th. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Denise. We appreciate your thoughts on theater. We appreciate that. Thanks, Denise. And as of this taping, it's still 1-0 Houston, and somewhere around the 5th inning. Is that right, Paul? I'm checking with my camera 2 guy out here just to make sure, but I think that's the tally at this station. Go Nats. Here we go. As promised, now news for seniors glasses in place, and away we go. One half of all Americans live with at least one chronic disease. That's according to the Chronic Disease Center. 2 public health registered nurses will lead a 6-week workshop that will provide the tools and confidence to manage your health and maintain an active and fulfilling lifestyle. The workshop begins on Wednesday, November 6th from 10 in the morning till noon at Arlington Mill 55 Plus Center located at 909 South Dinwiddie. Early registration is recommended. Give them a call at the number on your screen and in your ear, 703-228-7369. Inga.
A growing number of alternative therapies are being promoted to enhance the quality of life for those living with memory impairment. Nicole Knight, a certified dementia practitioner, will discuss some of these therapies. These include music therapy, art therapy, pet therapy, and others. That's coming up on Thursday, November 7th at 11:30 a.m. at the Lee 55 Plus Center, located at 5722 Lee Highway. For more information and to register, call 703-228-0555.
And
Craig.
Inga, also in our News for Seniors segment, here's the chance to meet with state legislators to help advance legislation that impacts older adults. Elected officials from Arlington and Alexandria welcome centers, and they welcome seniors as well to discuss their concerns as they plan for the 2020 General Assembly. Go Nats. The meeting will take place on Thursday, November 7th, from 9:45 to 11:30 in the AM portion of the day at Fairlington Community Center located at 3308 South Stafford Street. More information is available at this number, 703-228-1747. Inga.
Go Nats.
And go Nats.
There will be a showcase of creations by talented and artistic seniors from the Langston Brown and Lee 55 Plus Centers. The exhibit will include paintings, drawings, paper crafts, knitted and crocheted items, all of which were learned from taking classes at the centers. The exhibit will be on display on Wednesday, November 6th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Langston Brown 55 Plus Center, located at 2121 North Culpeper Street. For more information, call 703-228-6300. And thanks to Judy Masabny for this week's Senior Stories.
All right, you bet. Thanks, Judy. We appreciate your help with these stories. And we'll be back with bye-bye, another score update and sign-off right after we hear from our Styrofoam mom. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Just recently, Jane Fonda announced to a room full of women here in Arlington that she was no longer going to buy new clothes. What's she going to do for her fabulous fashions? Well, I think she'll go to a consignment store, and we have one that just opened here in Arlington, Virginia, and we have the owner of Agents in Style with us today. Rhoda Wheeler, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Miriam.
Well, thank you so much for your innovative and practical idea. Tell me how you came up with this idea of luxury consignment.
Well, I've worked as a stylist for about 15 years, and I think really well-made clothes don't need to stay with one woman. They're they meant to wear for years and years and years. So I think the idea of women supporting women by trading, selling, moving on from the dress that they wore 2 times and they can't wear it again, give someone else a chance. I think consignment is the way to go, and I think high-end luxury brands are so well made that it's sustainable to last a lifetime.
You're right. My Chanel suit is going to last a lifetime. I'm probably going to hand it off to my daughters.
I think that's a great idea.
So, but the fact that you open the store gives women a chance to not trade out of their closets, but really go in, see things displayed beautifully, sized, and then have the expert advice that you offer. So is that kind of the reason you needed a store as opposed to kind of going through people's closets and helping them get organized?
Yes, or even buying online. The
Right.
difference is that coming into the boutique, you're seeing a curated collection, yes, by size, but also by style, and I am there to help and support women in choosing what they need for that occasion or for their lifestyle. In a woman's lifetime, they go through many, many different phases. Starting work, changing jobs, having children or not having children, events, body changes, and so it's good to have someone on your team, and I am that person who can help them with those changes and with those challenges and guide them in the direction with the curated collection that I have.
Well, we have a lot of women in our area that are in very powerful positions. You know, they don't want to think twice when they're getting up in the morning. They want to know that they're putting on a suit that matches the moment that they're about to walk in to. And so one of our news anchors, Inga Middleton, went into your store and she got a chance to look around, and I just love her style. So let's take a look at some of the things that she found on the shelves.
Absolutely. So Inga chose for her business look a great St. John knit jacket over a Stella McCartney dress that has a peplum. And the peplum is great because it's really figure flattering and it's timeless. The shoes that she chose with that outfit are Cole Haan shoes that have a round toe, so they're super comfortable, and they have Nike Air technology in them. And it's a very, very elevated fit for the woman who's running around all day at work. And the St. John knit is, sometimes people might think that that brand is mature, shall we say, but I'm wearing a St. John knit right now, and I have to tell you that it can go with jeans, it can go with dresses, so it's a great piece, and it's very fitted and figure flattering. So it's a great business look for Inga.
And then the next outfit that she tried?
So for formal, I think that the best fit for her was a tuxedo dress. A riff on the classic traditional tuxedo by Self Portrait, which is a fairly new brand. It's just a really figure-flattering dress, super sexy, but not too revealing. And because it's tuxedo, you could wear it to a black tie event. You can wear it out, you know, on a date. You can wear it just fun girls' night. It's a really great, versatile dress.
Oh, sometimes I would just like to walk in and say, "Put me together," so I can go out.
Yes, do that, please.
Okay. And what about the other outfit?
So this is more of a sort of a casual, I think, running around for your life, lunch with the girls, just everything. The blouse and top that she has is by Rachel Zoe, and it's in an animal print. Animal print is big, but really, animal print is neutral. It's a base neutral, and it's timeless. Women have been wearing it, you know, for years and years and years. Look at pictures of women 30s, 40s, they're wearing animal print.
It's a staple in the wardrobe.
It is. And the blouse is very figure flattering, but it's also, you know, leaves a little to the imagination. And then the midi skirt is very, again, hot now in the trends, but we are at Agents in Style really talking about classics that you can wear for a lifetime. So this dress is, the skirt is very fitted. It has cute buttons in the back, so it adds a little touch to it, but it's just a great straight midi skirt. And then the shoes are an amazing booty that you can wear with jeans, but also with a skirt. And they're by a company, United Nude, and they have the faceted heel, which you really have to see close up to see.
I love those. I don't think I could run in those, but I love those.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're pretty comfortable. The heel's not too large. It just has this amazing architectural detail that, you know, is something that will stay with you. So a trench coat over top of the whole look is great. We had a hugely rainy day today.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be rainy season for a while, and in the spring it will again, but the Burberry trench is a classic that you cannot go wrong with, and it's something that, again, the woman who brought that in to consign that wore it for years, loved it, and it's in impeccable, pristine condition.
Absolutely. In fact, this lovely outfit, the top that I have on, I picked up at the store when I picked up my check because I dropped off some things to consign, and indeed, they found a new home.
I know, and it's the person who got your things is so happy and looks lovely in them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Really, yeah, it's a great
So
thing.
just a little bit about the consignment process so people understand.
So the first time one consigns, they need to make an appointment, but it usually lasts about 15 minutes. You fill out some information for me, and I go through the clothing, look at it. Usually I talk to clients about what brands we accept, but it's readily available on our website, agentsandstyle.com. And then 50% split between the store and the consignor, and I pay out checks, as you know, every 2 weeks.
Yes, I do know that, and I do know that it's also a great place to spend the money
That's
that I
right.
get for my clothes. So just so I definitely am excited about you opening your new shop near our National Landing development in 22202. So how do people get in touch with you? And there's parking available. So just
Yes,
give me the
absolutely.
rundown there.
So our address is 576 23rd Street, but our entrance is on Fern, and the entrance has a parking lot right next to it, and we have designated spaces for clients, so
Excellent.
they definitely can unload easily their things, and also when they leave, they can take their shopping bags and put them in their reserved parking space. The website is agentsandstyle.com. Instagram is Shop Agents and Style, and Facebook it's Agents and Style Luxury Consignment Boutique.
Wonderful. Well, I know I'm going to see you in no time, but I hope you'll come back, and maybe Inga, you'll go back to the store and model for us again. Wonderful. Okay, thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for being with us.
Thank you, Miriam. This was a pleasure.
Absolutely. And I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
All right, nice job. Thank you to our
Great
aspiring
modeling,
model in
yes.
waiting here, Inga, modeling those
She
fashions.
needs an agent.
Very nice. Yeah, you do need an agent. Get going. That's a very nice job. And thanks to our Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari. And as of this taping, it's what, 2-1? 2-1 Houston now.
We're in trouble.
2-1, 2-0. Still 2-0 Houston. I'm getting cues from camera 2 here. Thanks, Paul. So we'll see. Go Nats. Go Nats. Hang in there. So we got to
Hooray.
wrap up and move on down the road and see you at Whitlow's. Next week we'll try this all again from our studios here on Danville. If you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it one more time. Thanks for
your
watching.
little
Have a
flyer.
safe week, everyone. Go Nats.
Go Nats.
Go Nats.
Go Nats.
Happy Halloween. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.